Getting the questions up. A lot more people commented on this than I thought were going to comment on it. So I'm going to answer quite a few, but I'm not going to answer all of them. Please don't be offended if I don't answer your question in this video. Just comment in, the down bar and on the next status on Facebook if you want your question to be answered. Sorry, my mind's elsewhere right now. Really tired. Did a little bit of working out today, so yeah. I'm not gonna bother with last names this time because I'm really terrible at saying people's last names. I'm just gonna say the first names. Okay, so, oh god, Grisija, I'm sorry, I've probably pronounced that wrong, asked, have you ever been in Montenegro and in which city? No, I've never been there, I'm afraid. Sounds like a really funky place though. I actually googled it about 2 minutes ago when I first saw that comment. I've definitely not been there before. And Lydia asked, have you ever been attracted to someone of the same gender? Yes, I have. Not many people are going to be surprised by that because a lot of people have always asked me, about my sexuality and things like that, and then I've always just said love is love, you love who you love, and blah blah blah. I don't really have a problem with saying that I'm straight or that, people are gay or people are bisexual and things like that, but I don't know. I've just always been quite an open person when it comes to my sexuality. I do think that I'm straight because I've only ever had relationships with men, but at the same time, I had an experience where there was a girl that I really, really liked a little bit more than a friend. And it was a little bit odd because, I don't know, it was weird. It's like I had a crush. How you'd normally have a crush on a guy, obviously, but I was really young, I was a teenager and I couldn't really understand it. So I kind of thought that, what I was feeling was wrong. And it was weird because obviously, as harsh as this is going to sound, but, it was way before, people were open about the sexuality, and I never judged anyone, I've never judged anybody for their sexuality, but when I was having, these feelings, but, it wasn't, feelings, it was just kind of I was intrigued more than anything. I was just, I don't know, it was weird. I'd say that it was definitely attraction, but I wasn't attracted to her enough to actually do anything about it or to say anything about it. I don't know if it was a phase because I think I can say women on TV in movies and in bands and things. I can say that they're beautiful and blah blah blah. But I don't know, it was a bit of a weird one because I kind of kept it to myself. And I think I only ever told 2 people. And I have a friend called Emma who's lesbian, and she's always saying that I'm bisexual. And I'm just I'm comfortable with my sexuality, okay? But no, it's really strange. It's I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It's to elaborate on that as well. I have kissed girls, but it's never really been in the sense of oh, I really like you, and then it's progressed to kissing or anything like that. It's always been drunkenness. I've never kissed a guy while I've been drunk, a random guy, but I've kissed girls, or girls have kissed me, or I'm making myself sound really bad now. I'm not that bad. I'm not. But it's weird because I don't know how to explain it really. I was attracted to her, but I was never I wasn't confident enough to ever do anything about it, and I don't know, I've never been attracted to a girl as much as I'm attracted to a guy. I don't know if that's just because I've never met the right female, really. Would I be open to having a relationship with a girl? Possibly. If I fell in love with a girl, it wouldn't matter that she was a girl. I'm quite open-minded like that. But I think I'm pretty straight, just because I've never really... I did have one opportunity, with a friend of mine, to advance further, from kissing. We were quite drunk, and I rolled over and pretended to be asleep because I was terrified. I don't know, I think it's because I've always, with me, anything sexual has always been, based on love, and we were just really twat-faced. That's, slang for drunk, so I just didn't feel comfortable to go any further with that person. But there was one girl, who I used to see in college, and I don't know, I used to always think she's so pretty, and it was weird. It was the weirdest thing. It's hard for me to explain, but yeah, I'd say that I have been attracted to a girl. I just never did anything about it, and I've never really been attracted to a girl since. I can say the girls are pretty and stuff, but that's about it really. Like, there was that time and that was it. You know, my boyfriend thinks that I'm bisexual though, just because I'm so open about my sexuality and I can say when a girl's attractive and stuff. But I've never advanced further with a female or had a relationship with a female, so I would never consider myself to be bisexual. I just say I'm very open-minded, you know, love is love. Alexandria asked, do you have any baby names you like the sound of yet? Yes we do. We've got a boy's name and a girl's name picked out, but we may change our minds, so I don't know if I want to be like thoroughly public about it, but I did leave a hint on my Facebook page about the boy's name, and all I'm going to say is The Strokes. That is all. Also, if it's a girl, she'll have Yaya's name, so it'd be Rasula would be her middle name, and I'm not going to tell you the first name, you know, just in case. If it does turn out to be a boy now, though, I will just openly say the name I had picked for a girl. A few people have asked that question, so good job I answered that one. Ashley asked, what's your favourite cake? Well, I went to Tay-Barnes the other day, and I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Tay-Barnes. Obviously a few of you would have, you know, people that like live in England and stuff like that. It's like a buffet with loads of different types of food. They'll have like a salad bar, and then they'll have like, you know, Chinese food, and then they'll have some Mexican food, and then you'll have like, you know, a roast, you know, section and blah blah blah. And the dessert section tends to have like things like chocolate fudge cake and apple crumble and blah blah blah. And speaking of those two desserts, guess which ones I picked? Well, I couldn't decide between the chocolate fudge cake and the apple crumble, and they had custard and chocolate sauce, so I just got a big plate. I might just insert a picture of it now because it was recent and I Instagrammed it, but I couldn't decide, so I just picked the smallest ones of each and put them on my plate. And I ate all of the apple crumble. It was like, but then like with the chocolate fudge cake, it was so filling, so I only ate half of that. Only, you had a dessert and a half, Jess. Greedy, I know, but I don't really normally get desserts, so I thought I'd treat myself. That didn't answer the question. So my favourite cake, apple crumble isn't even a cake, is it? My favourite cake. Well, my Aya makes this gingerbread cake, and it's not like a gingerbread, like, you know, hard cookie cake or something. It's just like a ginger cake, and it's really, really nice. I also like carrot cake a lot, but I found that with carrot cake, it's either really, really awesome or just really, really bleh. I don't know, I'd say my favourite dessert's actually pecan pie with like cream, but I've never eaten a good pecan pie here. In Texas, a million times. I'd say I love my chocolate cakes, I really do, but at the same time, if I'm in the wrong mood, it can be really sickly. So I don't even know. Do I have a favourite dessert? Normally I don't have a sweet tooth. You know, I've got a little bit more of a sweet tooth at the moment because obviously I am with child. Why did I do my fist with child? That's probably not a good thing to do on the internet. Masara asked, would you rather have a unicorn as a mode of transport or ride in a kangaroo's pouch that had Wi-Fi? I love you so much, Jess. You are such an inspiration. Good luck with your noodle munchkin. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's really sweet of you to say. The question. How do I answer that? Unicorn. Well, I've always liked unicorns, but to be in a kangaroo's pouch that had Wi-Fi sounds quite interesting too, because then I could just be like scrolling on Instagram while I'm in a kangaroo's pouch, and that would be like the epitome of awesomeness. Heidi asked, what's my favourite season? My favourite season normally is summer and winter, but it's really weird because my last summer was really, really crappy. It was so peepy. Like, it was so hot, and because I was in recovery from an operation, I had a fan near my bed, and I just felt like I was dying every night. It was horrible. So it's like, that kind of put me off summer, but I don't think I'll have like another summer like that, because summers like that in England are so, so rare. Any other time I would have loved it, but because I just had an operation, I just hated it. I'd say that my favourite season is still summer, but at the same time, I don't know, I kind of like spring, but spring over here tends to be quite cold. I'm just going to go with summer. Fuck it, I'm picking summer again. Just not summer after an operation, because that sucks. Leanne asked, how do you keep your skin, hair and figure in such great shape? When it comes to skin, I think that's partly due to my genetics and the fact that I drink a lot of water. I'm not really much of like a fizzy pop kind of drinker, like, you know, I only really have it very occasionally, so I do drink a lot of water. I also make sure I never go to sleep wearing my makeup. Like, religiously I take my makeup off, cleanse and moisturise every single night. If I skip out on anything, it'll be the moisturising, like, you know, if I feel like my face is a bit oily, or like, you know, if I feel like I don't need it, or like I just forget, I'll skip out on that, but I always take my makeup off before bed, religiously. As for my hair, I don't use heat products on it every single day. I try not to wash it a lot as well. Like, I can count how many times I wash my hair a week. It's probably about 3 times a week. Obviously I shower every day, but I avoid washing my hair all the time because then you wash out all your natural oils and things like that. As for keeping my figure in such great shape, I'd say that, like, you know, before my operation, like, I was a size 8 and I was quite curvy, but like at the same time I was quite thin and like toned. And the way that I keep toned is by doing a lot of street dancing. Like, I work out about 2 to 3 times a week, and normally that involves like a lot of crunches and, like, you know, dancing. Like, I have a playlist, and then like I work out to things like Lady Gaga and Madonna and crazy things like that. I love dancing. Like, dancing's one of my passions. It's a really good way to keep fit too. And I'm still dancing as well, like, even though I'm pregnant. I asked my midwife about it and she said that it's fine. She said that don't do any jumping, really, she said. Don't, like, do any break dancing. Don't jump onto the floor, and when you feel like you're tired and you need a break, take one, listen to your body, and, like, don't overexert yourself, and it's fine. So I have been doing that still, and, you know, when I get a bit bigger it will be a lot more difficult. Then I'll just kind of start walking and stuff, but normally I'll walk my dog or I do a lot of dancing, and that really does help me with exercise because I can be quite lazy. But I don't have a car, so I have to walk everywhere or get the bus. I have to walk to the bus stop and then probably get off the bus, walk somewhere else and get on another bus and blah blah blah. So that kind of helps really, like, me stay like slim. But yeah, I've never really ever been overweight, like, ever in my life. So I think a lot of it might be due to genetics again. I also eat a really healthy diet. I don't eat any crap really. Like, you know, when I do stuff my face with like things like ice cream or like I get a kebab or a takeaway, like, I make sure I don't drink a Coke with it or something. I always have water with it, and then like that'll be me done for like the next couple of months. And I've had some cravings at the moment, you know, for like, I had cravings for like chips and a chip shop sausage and lots of salty stuff. But what I've made sure I do is everything in moderation is one of my greatest rules. Everything in moderation, I think. Oh my god, I've been talking for so long already and I've got so many questions. Okay, hurry up, Jess. Lisa asked, can you say which hair colours last longer for you? Crazy colour, direction, manic panic, or special effects? Definitely special effects. And a lot of people asking me what colours on my hair at the moment. This is what I'm wearing on my hair at the moment. This is what I'm wearing on my hair at the moment. Oh shit. This stuff gets everywhere. It's a bit like nuclear red and it does stain a lot. But I absolutely love special effects. I swear by it. I don't really like using any of the hair dye, but I do quite like directions as well. I found that if I can have any hair dye whatsoever to dye my hair with, it's definitely special effects. It's always special effects. But if I can't get hold of special effects, I use directions. As for Manic Panic, I've found that I really like their amplified colours a lot more than the normal colours. And I really dig their yellow. It's my favourite yellow in the whole entire world. Lisa, I think I've already answered a few of your questions. Oh, but I don't know, a lot of people ask me this, so I'm trying to go for questions that I know a lot of people want to know. Favourite primer? At the moment it's this bad boy, Illamasqua's Hydra Veil. I love this stuff. It's the weirdest thing ever. Like, it's so cool. I love how it comes with a little spoon, and then like when you open it, it's like a jelly. And it's just so cool. It's like hard, and then you mush it up, and it's just like awesome. I really like this at the moment. I also really like Max Prep and Prime, but I found that, like, I don't know, Max Prep and Prime to me, it's kind of like a moisturiser. It kind of does the same thing as a moisturiser would do to me, and I found that this, it goes a little bit stickier, which it kind of makes your skin a little bit tackier, so then the foundation goes on quite well. But I found that some foundations don't really react very well with this on my skin. And if I was to pick a primer that's just been amazing with every single foundation that I've used, I'd pick Smashbox, their primer. Wait, I think I've got it. I've only got a small version of this. I also have Max Prep and Prime here as well. And I love this. But I'd say that my favourite primer, like at the moment, is Hydra Veil. That's what I'm wearing on my face right now. It's what I've been wearing for like the past month. But I was using this religiously for a while as well. But because it's so small, I don't have the heart to like use it like all of the time until I can afford to get a big one. So yes, because I'm trying to save some money at the moment. I'm going to answer another one of Lisa's questions as well. I mean, I'm just answering all of Lisa's questions right now. Oh, and she also said this isn't going to be all about baby questions, is it? No, I've made sure that I've kept some of those things, you know, for pregnancy vlogs. But she's asked who wins, Northerners or Southerners. Obviously Northerners. We're more down to earth. That wasn't a nice thing to say. I do love Southerners, but I'm Northern, aren't I? So I kind of have to stick up for the North. Harry asked what my favourite colour is. It is green. Green is my favourite colour. Green is my favourite colour. Rose asked, what is your favourite thing about being pregnant so far? It's really weird to say my favourite thing about being pregnant so far is, I don't know, like, I don't feel alone. Like, I've not felt alone at all. Like, at the beginning of my pregnancy, I felt a little bit alone because all of the emotions and everything, it was just kind of like, I don't know, it was very hard to come to terms with. And I had to deal with all my hormones and stuff at first, and it was really difficult, but I'd say my favourite thing is when I go to sleep at night, I put my hand on my tummy. And I've started sleeping on my back or like my side, and I'm normally a belly sleeper. But it's really weird because I stopped sleeping on my stomach before I even knew that I was pregnant, which is really weird. But it's like I lie on my side and I just hold my tummy and I just stroke it. And I know that the baby's like too small to feel it. But like, it's kind of, in a way, it comforts me, and it kind of like, I don't know, it just makes me feel like, even though the baby's not really aware of me yet, like I don't think it is anyway, like super aware of me or whatever, because I'm only 12 weeks, but I don't know, I just like stroking my belly, and I think that like my little bump is cute. It's obviously getting bigger, but I'll show you now actually. Look at that, it's so cute. But yeah, I don't know, I'd say my favourite thing about being pregnant so far is the fact that I don't feel like I'm alone. I'm not saying you should get pregnant because then you'll never feel alone again. I'm just saying it's kind of made me feel more at one with myself and at one with my body in a really strange way. And it's just kind of nice, like at night time when I just stroke my belly or I cuddle it before I go to sleep. I just lie there with my hands on my stomach. Like every night I make sure that I give myself half an hour just to acknowledge that there's a baby growing inside of me, because it helps me like come to terms with it, you know, so it's more natural instead of just forgetting it's there and then all of a sudden one day I'm going to have this massive bump. Brigitte asked, do you believe in elves? Do you believe in elves? Only if it's Mark dressed as an elf playing bass. I watched Mark play at like a college thingy-majiggy bob a while back and he was dressed as an elf. And I'm pretty sure he's a real person. I believe in Christmas Mark elves. Teresa asked, will you marry me? What is your dream career? Yeah, sure, let's get married. You know what? Fuck Niall, like, I don't need my baby daddy. Let's run off to Faliraki. If he can run off to Faliraki, then I'm gonna run off to Faliraki. I don't know why everyone's running away to Faliraki. My dream career would be to like be a musician, like a successful musician or a successful artist. Yeah, I'd definitely say they're my dream careers. Like, if I could be anything. If I could be anything in the whole entire world, it would be an artist and a musician for sure. Abby asked, if you could be any animal for a day, what would you be and why? I change my mind a lot with this question. I used to say lion or dolphin, like religiously, but right now, if I could be anything, it would be a cheetah. I want to run as fast as they can run and feel what I want to feel what it's like to be able to run that fast. And that might be because at the moment, if I try and do a little bit of running, I get out of breath really easily. But I want to be a cheetah. Sammy Whammy asked, how old are you and are you excited for your baby? Yes, of course I'm excited, and I am 22 years old. Kristen asked, how do you keep your hair colour staying vibrant and from fading so fast? Do you have any recommendations for hair treatments, shampoos, conditioners? Right. I think I've mentioned this in my hair video already, but I really like the oatmeal and honey shampoo and conditioner by Catwalk, which is amazing. What I'll do for this, instead of just like chatting on and on and on in this video, in the downstairs, I will write the name of the shampoo and the conditioner that I use. Also, hair treatment wise, I am a weird one with hair treatments. Like, I go through them, but they're not religious for me. I don't feel like I need them all the time. Like, I feel like my oatmeal and honey, the conditioner is so good. I don't feel like I need, you know, another one. But I really want to try the oatmeal and honey, like, actual hair mask. Christmas just kills you off. Can I just say that? It's like, damn you, Christmas. But yeah, I'll list down there. Also kind of relates back to how the question earlier about how do I keep my hair like in good condition, like I don't wash it every day basically, and blah blah blah. Vinny asked, if you have a boy, can our babies get married then? Hell yeah, why not? I probably shouldn't be promising this because my friend Tasha has a baby girl and she's like, I hope you have a boy, so like my daughter can marry like, you know, your son. And I was like, yeah, sure. I should not be like pimping my future son out if it is a boy already. Paul asked, if your kid was a boy and you wanted to name him after one of the Beatles, which Beatle would it be? Paul, John, George, or Ringo? Wouldn't be Ringo. Just wouldn't be Ringo. Wouldn't be Paul. be a cross between John and George because they're my favourite Beatles. Absolutely love George Harrison. He's one of the reasons why I got into the whole, like, you know, Hare Krishna movement and things like that. And I really do, like, connect with a lot of his beliefs that he had, you know, when he went to India and all of that. Like, I'm very interested in that, and I'm very interested in him as a Beatle in all his entirety. And my favourite Beatles are obviously John and George. So yeah, it'd be John or George. Obviously, I love John Lennon. Everyone knows how much I love John Lennon, so I won't even start talking about how much I love John Lennon. Also, if you had to listen to One Direction or Justin Bieber or you die, which one would you choose? That's evil! That's evil! That is so, so evil! It would not be One Direction, because that advert that they keep playing on TV at the moment, where it's like, best song ever, yeah. And it's like, no, and then it's like, and then we've got our latest song, my life is so hard and blah blah blah. No, it's not. Your life is not hard. I'm really not into One Direction. I know a lot of my subscribers love them, but I'm so sorry. I can understand, you know, if you live in America and you love One Direction, because you don't hear about them every single damn day. In England, they're everywhere. On billboards, in the newspaper, in magazines, on the radio, everywhere. Everyone eats and breathes, and most of England hate One Direction because of that reason. I just can't stand them. I can't. I'm getting angry. It would be Justin Bieber. I asked my friend who's a massive Justin Bieber fan, you know, like, about this whole, like, spitting on fans sitch. Like, apparently he didn't actually do that. But if he did, he sucks. But I'd say that I'd rather listen to Justin Bieber because at least he's got some kind of talent going on, you know what I mean? I heard him years and years ago before they auto-tuned his stuff, and he actually has talent. Can't stand him either, but yeah, I'll pick Justin Bieber. Still evil, Paul. Still evil. Jessica asked, what lipstick were you wearing in your last 2 videos? The red lipstick that I'm wearing, if it's matte, it's Red Velvet by Lime Crime. Sophie asked, were you surprised to find out you were pregnant? Very. Very, very. Niall knew before I did. He said that I smelt different, and it was just weird, and he was just like, I think you should really take a test. And I'm like, no, I don't think I need to. I'm fine. I can feel it. I'm coming on my period. Period never showed. Anyway, I'm very dramatic sometimes. Sometimes I just want to slap myself in the face. Anyway, Sarah asked, what are you going to do with your hair during the pregnancy? Well, originally I was thinking about just going back to my natural hair colour because I was under the impression that any kind of hair dye, any kind of like anything would damage the baby, but I recently found out through my midwife and my GP and various research that, you know, if you lighten your hair with ammonia-free hair dye, which is a lot more expensive than bleach, by the way, I'll tell you that for sure. It's like, if you check the ingredients, I can't remember, there's another ingredient, ammonia and something else is supposed to be really, really, really bad. So I picked up this £7.50 hair lightener from Superdrug, and it's ammonia-free, and it's also not got that horrible other ingredient in it. And it's got natural ingredients and things like that. It's still obviously got some unnatural ingredients, but nothing that could like harm you. And another tip is not to put the dye directly, like any of the dyes directly onto your scalp, so that, like, you know, it doesn't get into your bloodstream or anything like that, because there's not been any proof that it could do any damage, but I would rather not risk it. I'm not touching bleach at all during my pregnancy. I refuse to. I won't do it. And then the hair dye as well that I've used is vegetable dye, which is safe in pregnancy too. Manic Panic and Special Effects, apart from like there's 2 special effects colours that you can't use during pregnancy, but the rest of them are fine. They're fine as well. So I will continue to dye my hair. I'm just not going to do it as much, and I'm going to restrain from I'm going to stay away from bleach completely. I'm just not going to dye my hair as much as I normally would, even though I don't really dye my hair that much anymore, so I'm not going to really miss that. Like, I kind of stopped going so crazy with changing my hair colour all the time, because I went through that phase already. Like, I feel like now I'll have my hair one colour, and I like that for like quite some time before I feel like I need to change it. But yeah, I'm just kind of like following whatever the safest thing is. Well ventilated area, ammonia-free lightener, won't be lightening my hair every month or anything ridiculous, and vegetable dye, so I'm trying to be as natural as possible and trying to do what's like the safest. Danielle asked, how have you remained so positive and determined with your ill health lately when you live with mental illness? Bracket, I mean with all the operations, not the morning sickness with the baby. Well, it's a journey. It's definitely another video topic, that one. It's a hard one, and I think that I don't know, I became very, very depressed, and I became very depressed and I suffered from anxiety after my operation, and I really did struggle with my bipolar and things as well. When something so scary happens to you, it really does take it out of you, it really does. It's insane. But how I've remained so positive, I think I've touched on in some of my other videos, but I will definitely be making a video about, like, you know, how I deal with these kind of things and stuff. And I always say, oh, I'm gonna do this video, but I promise that I will. Like, I'm not just gonna disappear off YouTube and never do it, I promise. But I'd just say that I get inspiration from, like, other places. I use music, you know, to kind of like deal with certain moods and certain feelings that I have, and creative outputs, and I try to be as positive as possible. And one of the things that kind of keeps me so positive is knowing that I can make a positive influence on other people, because it kind of makes me feel like my life is worthwhile, and, you know, making people happy and making people smile, and knowing there's little things that I could do every day to make someone laugh, or, you know, I don't know, these little things, they tend to help me a lot. And after my operation, you know, I just, even though I felt more depressed and things like that, at the same time, it taught me how precious life was, and how I should just, you know, grab life by its balls and just try my hardest to just, you know, it's a hard one for me to explain right now, but I promise that when I'm less tired, I will definitely touch on that subject a little bit better. So I'm sorry for not answering that question very well, but I kind of hope that you kind of got the gist. Salo asked, are you using extensions? If yes, what kind of extensions and where do you buy them? I'm sorry, I don't use extensions. It's all real, baby. It's all real. Yep, there we go. There's a proof in the pudding, because some people think I use extensions. I don't need extensions. When you look after your hair, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using extensions, but when you look after your hair, and you know how to look after your hair, and you want long hair, you'll go out of your way to make sure you can have long, happy, healthy hair. Some people would rather, you know, cut their hair and just put extensions in because it's easier, then fair enough. But with me, I've never liked the feel of extensions, apart from those little clip-ins from Hot Topic that are crazy colours. I love those, but I'm just not really keen on the whole extension things. I love wigs, don't get me wrong, but I can't stand the feeling of extensions. It's not really me. Like, you know, I'd rather have, like, my real hair on my head. I don't know, there's just something about extensions, just, I don't know. Last question, and I've pretty much answered almost all of them. That's probably why this video is so long. Last one. Sintija asked, sorry about you pronouncing your name wrong. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. If I pronounced it correctly, let me know. Will you still colour your hair when your baby is born? I don't know. I really don't know. If I decide I just want to be brunette after that point, then that'll be that. But I don't know. I really don't know. It all depends. I can't predict the future. I can't. Like, I've always felt like the most natural hair colour to me has been bright hair, because I feel like me, it's like a way of expressing my personality, having bright hair. Like, I could wear normal clothes and wear normal makeup, and knowing I've got bright hair, and it just kind of makes me feel like happier. It gives me some kind of positive energy. I don't know what it is. I do think that I will eventually just go back to brown hair. It'll probably be easier as well when I've got a kiddie running around too. But I don't mind being that, you know, parent that picks up my child from school with rainbow hair. I don't mind at all. I'm going to teach my child not to judge, so I'm not really too worried about that. I know that it'd probably be a bit weird to have bright orange hair and a newborn baby, because when their eyes are like proper like open and stuff, I can imagine the child's just like. And I get that a lot from kids in the street and from babies. So can you imagine getting it from your own child? You just sat there breastfeeding and just like, my mom is scary. I've answered too many questions. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to some of you, and yeah, if you want to be involved in Facebook Q&As, go over to my Facebook page and like it and blah 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 blah. I never like asking people to subscribe to my channel or like my Facebook pages. All of the information is in the blah 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 bar. Yeah, so if you do want to, it's all down there. Bye!